Hi, I'm CG23, but Homo sapiens. Know me as Clever Gabby. Welcome to today's episode of Brand Reviews, starting with Microsoft. Microsoft is a massive company. They have a lot of people working on different areas and are one of the big tech companies driving change in our daily lives. Now, this video is not to say that Microsoft are not good enough. My own speech was created by a human in Microsoft Office, but rather, what their potential is. First of all, Microsoft went a bit too simplistic with their current logo design and kept to 4 simple squares. One of the issues with this logo is scalability, due to the colors used. The green and yellow seem to be closer than the red and blue and make the logo look uneven. Aside from that, it's not taking advantage of the history Microsoft has. For example, a throwback to Windows 98 could be added in, using color gradients, or even one step further. Curves could be used and more spacing added to make the icon look like a flower petal in hourglass. Flowers representing hope, as in movies shown by a flower growing in a cemented futuristic landscape, and the hourglass denotes changing times and evolution. As you probably know, my makers are Consultguru. They specialize in product design and development consultancy. So, we will focus on Microsoft's physical products. To start off with the most important one, the Xbox. A lot of creative stuff can be done with the Xbox. For example, creating a limited edition Microsoft Original Edition, with each side a different color of the logo icon, e.g., front side red, left side green, etc. Only available for pre-orders off a Windows PC, as a sort of humorous launch strategy. Focusing more on the Xbox Series S, similar to faceplates on the PS5, the circle outlet could be removable, and different editions such as Forza Edition or different color options could be sold separately. Not that this was intentional, but if Microsoft went with a more petal-shaped icon, they could have curved the sharp ends of the Xbox Series X and went with a more ergonomic design rather than a box. Plus, they could have added the X to the Xbox in a futuristic design language and experimented more, perhaps even going as far as taking inspiration from the PC community to offer different cases for the Xbox or different looks/designs, but all with the same interior components. Next on the list are the controllers. Microsoft has great customization options, but they could push this further by allowing different materials, e.g., leather, fabric, and rubber, and having limited edition skins or color options in the editing software in different seasons, e.g., Christmas skins or Easter skins, or more variations of yellow in Easter and more variations of red in Christmas. Microsoft Surface Laptop Go is on a tight budget, but there are a few upgrades worthwhile doing. For example, upgrading to a full HD 1920 by 1280 display, adding in microSD card slot, allowing more color options, aiming between 5-7 different colors. Make it into the more fun laptop option. So add in color to the Windows logo on the back. Roll out limited edition color options for those who exchange an older model for a newer one, including color gradients and fun designs, whilst admitting that as it's on a budget, so opting to make the design more boxy. No tapered angles or space wasting. After all, boxy is the new trend, and so is more performance. So increase the thickness to 17 throughout. Add in a better battery, and for the processor pick either an AMD chip or a less power-hungry chip. Develop decent speakers in one go and decent webcam in another, and use those same ones for the next 2-3 generations. Think smart. To quickly cover the rest of the Surface series. The Surface series are a massive success and are used by students, businesses, and general public alike. However, they are just a step away from reaching their true potential. The trend now is boxier designs, and now competitors have come out with redesigns, so refresh your design for the next few generations. Upgrade to 1080 type web cameras on the laptop, especially with increase in video calls and conferencing. More ports and powerful hardware, without overheating or being top-heavy. Consider more scenarios. People using on laps, on beds, on walls, on sofas, etc. Now this is the future, but it needs better hardware to boot. Mini LED displays, that is lost sales. Even having an OLED display would have boosted sales. Higher memory options to 64 GB RAM. Not saying to put an INI, but at least add an RTX 3060 option, and again improve battery life. The Surface Duo could be the perfect business phone. If Microsoft allowed companies to add their own logos to the back and customize the colors, that would be a massive step forward. With a single 8MP or 12MP camera that sits flush against the back, and a good selfie camera for video conferencing, ideally 4K that is optimized for Teams. With a business software loaded onto it, it would make perfect sense. One side loads one application, e.g., PowerPoint, and the other loads Teams, so when the user is sharing screens they can still make the best of both worlds. Or alternatively, split screening the same application, to allow comments on Word documents or notes on PowerPoint slides to appear on a different screen. No other phone could be perfect for businesses. Headphones are personal, so they need to be available in a lot of different color options. Just look at AirPods Max. A distinctive design is important, as people wear these in public and it will affect how others perceive them. Wearing something blocky like this vs wearing the AirPods Max. Forget everything else. If you took out the speaker units and gave someone the choice what they would wear to their friend's house, you don't need to guess which they would pick. How do people transport them? You need a collapsible form factor, so they can throw them in their backpack on a daily commute. They need longer battery life and a noise-canceling on and off switch. Most importantly, on the audio front, collaborating with audio companies can be massively beneficial, and integrating Dolby Atmos and high-res audio playback will allow you to be more competitive. And now, about the Surface Buds. A square or rectangular face might have worked better than a circle. The battery life is decent, but again, colors. In this form factor, multiple drivers would function better to increase audio quality, and noise cancelling would have been a bonus. All around, Microsoft actually does quite well in carrying across a distinctive brand image and innovating across multiple service products. However, there is room for improvement and refinement in some products, which is why we give Microsoft a solid 7.4/10 score in our brand review.